They say food brings people together. But some of the things we used to eat, they'd bring the health inspector running. In the 1970s, American kitchens were alive with creativity, resourcefulness, and more than a little rule bending. From raw meat sandwiches to moonshine in mason jars, dinner was delicious and a little dangerous. Today, many of those dishes would land you a fine, a warning, or even a felony charge. So put on your bell-bottoms and fire up the avocado green stove. We're about to take a nostalgic journey through the unforgettable foods of the 1970s, the ones that are now banned, regulated, or simply unthinkable. Blackened redfish, a dish so beloved it nearly wiped out an entire species. When Chef Paul Prudhomme introduced his spicy cast-iron redfish recipe, it became an instant hit. Restaurants raced to copy it. By the mid-'80s, redfish populations were in crisis. Today, commercial redfish is largely banned in the USA. Tiger meat sandwiches? No, not made from tigers. Just raw ground beef, onion, salt, pepper, and often raw egg, spread on rye bread. Popular in the Midwest, especially at family gatherings. Today, serving raw beef like this would be a major food safety violation. Sea turtle soup? In coastal areas, green sea turtle soup was considered a high-end delicacy. But as turtle populations collapsed, laws changed. Today, consuming sea turtles or their eggs is strictly prohibited under U.S. and international law. Whale meat steaks, rare but legal in the early 70s, especially among immigrant communities. That ended with the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972 and the international ban in 1986. Now, possession alone could land you in serious trouble. Homemade moonshine. Back then, rural families might have a jar or two of Grandpa's cough medicine tucked away. Technically illegal, but rarely enforced. Today, unlicensed distilling is a felony with steep fines and prison time. Roadkill stew, waste not, want not. In some areas, salvaging roadkill for dinner was just part of rural life. Today, that requires specific permits, and in many states, it's flat out illegal. Sassafras root tea. Homemade sassafras tea was a Southern tradition, but in 1976, the FDA banned the natural root due to its carcinogenic compound safrole. What once cured colds is now a controlled substance. Raw milk and unpasteurized cheese. Fresh from the cow, raw milk and soft cheeses were staples in many rural homes. Now, most interstate sales are banned. Raw milk cheese must be aged 60-plus days to be legal. Homemade jerky for sale. Families once sold their jerky at roadside stands or local markets. Today, strict USDA inspection rules make selling home-processed meat nearly impossible without proper licenses. Unregulated wild mushrooms, backyard foragers, once sold mushrooms to restaurants and neighbors. Now, only certified experts can legally sell wild mushrooms in most states. Chitlins cooked in community kitchens, Southern staple, often served at church suppers. Today, chitlins must be prepared under strict sanitary conditions. Public events now require permits and inspections. Venison from home. Butchering sharing deer meat after a hunt was common practice. Now wild game sharing is limited to immediate family, and selling it is illegal. Homemade infant formula, Bella, made from evaporated milk, corn syrup, and vitamins. Common in the 70s, but now discouraged and regulated due to nutritional risks. Absinthe cocktails, banned until 2007. In the 70s, underground batches might contain toxic levels of thujona. Modern absinthe is legal if it meets FDA standards. Traditional haggis with sheep lungs, imported haggis, was once enjoyed at Scottish-American events. Since 1989, importing haggis with lungs has been banned due to disease risk. Unregulated kombucha brewing. In the natural foods boom of the 1970s, homemade kombucha sometimes exceeded legal alcohol limits. Today, anything over 0.5% alcohol is regulated as liquor. Uninspected home-canned vegetables and meats. Canning was a back-to-the-land essential. But methods like open kettle canning were risky. Today, commercial sale of home-canned low-acid foods without proper processing is illegal. Raw oyster platters, summer sales. In the 70s, oysters were served year-round. Today, selling raw oysters from warm Gulf waters in summer is restricted unless processed for safety. Codeine-based homemade cough syrup. Some families made their own. Today, that would be considered drug manufacturing without a license. Roadside horse meat sales. Still available in the 70s, horse meat was legal in certain communities. Today, all U.S. horse slaughterhouses are closed, and selling horse meat is banned in many states. Times change, and so do our laws, our tastes, and our understanding of safety. What once filled our plates now fills history books, and maybe a few memories too. The food we used to eat wasn't just nourishment. It was culture, community, sometimes even defiance. And while we might not go back to tiger meat sandwiches or bootleg sassafras, it's worth remembering what we once shared around the table.